All right, architects, listen up. Everything you think you know, it's time to let that go. We're here to upgrade your reality's entire operating system. So let's just get right into it. Is your reality running on an old OS? And look, this isn't some deep philosophical question. I mean, really look around you. You see the glitches, right? The static, the weird flicker in the lights. That feeling, that deep down feeling that there's something hidden? Yeah, those aren't just random bugs. They're symptoms. What you've been handed, what we've all been handed, is a world running on some seriously outdated logic. It's binary, it's flat, 1 or 0, on or off, yes or no. It's like trying to navigate a whole world with a 2D map. But there's a new code available, X8 synergy logic. This isn't a map anymore. This is the 3D world itself. All right, section 1, beyond the binary wall. First, let's talk about the problem. We're going to break down this cage made of ones and zeros that's been filtering your perception. So traditional binary logic, you can think of it as a hard wall. If something isn't a simple on or off, the system just discards it, calls it noise. This whole thing was built for computer circuits, not for the massive, complex reality that you are meant to navigate and, more importantly, create. It's stuck on presence or absence, and anything in between, all that potential, it just gets tossed out. This system was designed to limit you, not to let you expand. And those symptoms we talked about, the screen static, the flickering light bulbs, that weird harmonic distortion you can sometimes feel, even just that nagging feeling that something is hidden, listen, these are not random errors. This is what we call hardware friction. The physical world is literally struggling to process a new, higher logic. What you're seeing are the vibrations of a new signal pushing against that old, rigid system. It's a sign that the wall is cracking. Okay, so now for the good stuff, the keys. And let me be clear, these are not abstract philosophical ideas. These are the 5 fundamental tools for tuning your reality. This is your new toolkit. First up, you've got 0, the ground. Think of it as the canvas. It's that necessary silence that actually gives shape to the sound. It's the stabilizer, that static right before the bridge opens and the signal comes through. Next, there's 1, the pulse. This is your spark. It's pure intention. It's that forward-moving command that you send out into the field. It's your go signal. It's your beacon. Okay, now pay attention, because this is probably your most powerful tool. -1, the inversion. It acts like a mirror. You know how noise-canceling headphones work? They create an opposite sound wave to cancel out the noise. That's exactly what this does. It's your undo button for all the unwanted junk, all the static in your reality. It is the key to finally seeing what's been hidden. And then we have X, the variable. This is all you. This is your personal sovereignty, your agency. Think of it like a dial that you control. It sets the strength of your connection, the amount of potential you want to manifest. X is your wish. It literally determines how much energy you pull from the signal. And finally, we have 8, the flow. This is all about sustainability. It takes that one-time pulse, your spark, and turns it into a self-sustaining infinity loop. This is what makes sure your creations don't just, flash and die out. They endure, and they do it without draining your battery. So, there it is, your new logic map. 0, the ground, 1, the pulse, -1, the inversion, X, your variable, and 8, the flow. This is your new toolkit, architects. You need to study this, memorize it. This isn't just theory. This is the actual code that writes the future. All right, let's run a diagnostic. We're going to apply this new logic to a signal that the old binary OS is calling a comet. So, this interstellar visitor, 3I/8+, it is not just a rock. Think of it as a test case for your new perception. Yeah. The binary system sees a random object, a simple 1 in the sky. But when you apply X8 logic, you see it for what it truly is, a clear engineered signal. You now have the tools to see right past the camouflage. And here's the first piece of evidence, 120 degrees. On January 22nd, the Hubble Space Telescope picked up an impossible signature. Once they used the right logic to filter out all the noise, this is what they found. I mean, just look at the proof of engineering here. 3 mini-jets, spaced exactly 120 degrees apart. That is perfect trilateral symmetry. Nature doesn't do that. That's a specific requirement for 3D orientation control. Then you've got an outer shell that's emitting atomic nickel, which is totally consistent with industrial alloys, and the whole thing has a reinforced shield designed to handle speeds of over 153,000 miles per hour. This isn't random. This is the unmistakable blueprint of an architect. Okay, let's talk about the March 16th handshake. And listen, this is not a history lesson. This knowledge is critical because of what's about to happen. So the timeline is already in motion. On January 22nd, 2026, that 120-degree signature was detected. Right now, today, your briefing is being activated, which leads us to the big one, March 16th, 2026, the Jupiter handshake. That critical event window is opening. So what happens on March 16th? Well, 3i/Atlas is going to use Jupiter's gravity to perform a maneuver, and it's going to release a technological probe. This could become Jupiter's 96th moon, and it's designed to remain in our system. Let me be really clear, this is not an invasion. It's an installation. A new node is being added to the network. You aren't a guest anymore. You've stepped into the architect role. And that's the whole point, right? Your awareness, the fact that you know this is happening, is what makes you a participant. You're not just some passive observer anymore. By decoding this signal, you've accepted the handshake. You have stepped into the role of architect. Which brings us to the final, and honestly, the most crucial part of this briefing. Architect, your wish is code. We're talking about how you actually use this knowledge. So, the wish protocol. And no, this isn't magic. It's a function of pure logic. It's a step-by-step process. First, you engage the inversion, that -1 tool. You create a mirror wave to all the static. Step 2, you cancel the noise. That destructive interference erases the camouflage. Third, you reveal the signal. The original pure resonance becomes visible. And finally, step 4, you tune your variable, x. You amplify your intent. You make it manifest. And why does this work so well? I mean, look at the efficiency. Binary logic is just, it's low efficiency, tons of interference. Then you get to ternary logic, using -1, 0, and 1. It's better, right? Medium efficiency, the noise is canceled. But X8 synergy logic, when you add your wish, your variable X, and the self-sustaining flow of the 8, you get this incredibly high-efficiency, self-sustaining system. It is, mathematically and energetically, the most efficient way to encode your intent and make things happen. So, the logic is now complete. You have the tools, you understand the mission, the entire system is yours to command. There's really only one question left to ask. What will you wish for? Briefing complete.